All right. Hey, it's Lyle again, EMCC Adjunct Professor. Appreciate everybody showing. I just wanted to show a few things about the assignment. I know there's some confusion things, and there's some stuff that I could definitely elaborate more on with creating shapes, using references and whatnot. So I thought I'd elaborate it a little bit. So let me show you a few extra little tips and tricks for creating shapes and uh, we're going to do so by creating a few things with a underwater scene. All right, so let me show you. So first thing that I want to show you guys is a lot of stuff is I do is in HD, whether it's full HD or for this we're actually going to use HD, which is 1280 by 720. I can click on here and it would start, but another way that you can do it is File, New. And I'll give you some examples of what we can do in here. We've got HD and full HD, 1280 by 720, so that's what we're going to use. Everything else is going to stay the same. A lot of times, though, I'll do it 24 frames a second. All right, and ActionScript 3.0, very important. All right, let's get started. So, first thing I want to do is I want to make sure that this is centered on the screen. I'm going to do that by actually going to View, Magnification, and Fit to Window. By fitting the window, I can make sure that it's not too big or not too small, and the whole artboard is on the screen. All right. Next thing I want to do is I actually want to pull quick reference to help me figure out which direction that I want to go. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Google. Right. And in Google, I'm actually searching for cartoon underwater scenes just to kind of give some good references. It's kind of a fun reference right here. Just to give me some ideas and examples of what I want to do. Remember, this is just a practice, so I'm not too struggle. I'm not going to sell any of this stuff. I just want to practice. Once I find a scene, I'm just going to go right click and copy it. Once I copy it, I'm going to go back in here and then paste it. Okay. Once I paste it, I can go ahead and figure out where I want to put it. Now I wanted to fill the whole scene, so in order to fill the whole scene, I'm going to go ahead and click on here, which is the Free Transform tool, or Q. Once I do that, I can go ahead and do it. But if you notice, it all squishes a little bit, so I'm going to Control Z and undo that. But I want it to be a little bit more precise, so I'm going to hold the Shift key. Holding the Shift key is going to keep proportions, so I'm going to keep proportions, and I'm going to fill the screen up a little bit. Okay, pull this up so it fits on the screen. It's within that little black box. Okay. Now I want to make this where I'm using as a reference, so I always want to keep it as a reference. So over here, I'm actually going to go in and double click on it. The layer, which is this little box over here in the corner. I want to show you again. It's this little box over here in the corner. This little box, I can double click it and go right into the layer properties. Okay. So this is my reference. So I'm even just going to name it reference. And I'm actually going to put it as a guide. Now, I love saying guides and things. Adobe Animate calls it guides. Either way, it works the same. Okay. I'm going to level visible. I'm even going to lock the layer so nobody can mess with it. I'm going to press OK. That way, the final version, if I export this into it, it will never use this background. It's just a reference. Okay. Now let's go ahead and create a new layer with the plus symbol. All right. Let's go ahead and just quickly figure out that I want to do this this fish right here. Okay. So I'm going to press Control plus, go into that fish, and just quickly figure out what kind. I like the shape, so I'm going to go ahead and use this as a reference. First thing, it's very unique how this works. So let's see if I could do it all with just an oval tool. Okay. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a little oval. Once I draw the little oval, I'm going to put it over it. Okay. And then here's where it becomes a little unique, is I can really mold this however I want it to. And the best way that I can do that is to click off of it, make sure those little dots disappear. See, it's got a whole bunch of dots. If I click off it, the dots disappear. It's very important. Once the dots disappear, I can just start squishing it into whatever shape that I want it to be. See that little underscore? Every time I see that little underscore underneath my arrow, I know that I'm touching the edge and I can move and morph this edge any way I want. And if you look, I'm really doing a pretty decent job of morphing it. Pretty cool. I could even do that with a square, making sure that it's the same fill color. Go ahead and put a square over it. I don't want it to touch the other one quite yet. Then go to V selection tool, click off. I know now that I can morph this however I want. The little thing over there gives me access to that. I know that I'm touching the edge. So here it gave me that tool for that, but here it gave me the tool for the corner. And I can drag that corner anywhere I want. That. Really figure out what I want. Alright, do it one more time. Square, pull, V, if I don't like the way it's going, I can even select something and use my keyboard to manipulate it a little bit too. I can really now go into some detail. Go corner, corner, corner. Oof. I'll zoom in. The more you zoom in, the more adjustments you'll be able to have. Right? Look at that. Look how nice that kind of is coming into fruition. Okay. I zoom in a little bit. Look at that. I can even go to the edge of these lines and go into some detail, especially if I want a little curve in them. Look at that. Okay. Want a little curve in that. Look at that. Really starting to come into a quick fruition. Right now we're just dealing with shapes. Once I have that shape into it, I can see that there's two more shapes that I want to mess with. I am actually looking at it going, you know what? This is another circle. All right. Can I do this? Let's see. This is all about perspective. It really is, guys. Look at that. All right. I did all that with just a oval. By just moving it the way I wanted to move it, it allowed me to really manipulate the crap out of this thing. Clicking off. Right? Can you guys see what I'm going at? Now, if I wanted to, I could even make the eyeball. Won't go into detail, but I'll just go to the fill, switch it to black, make an eyeball. And because all of this is one shape, I can even go into this tool, right? Go back to the fill and switch to whatever color I want, even if I want it to be the pink. Okay. Now, of course, you know, we can talk about how to put in a lot more details, but really right now we're just focusing on shape. The other question and things is showing off that star tool, because one of the things we want to do is actually make a sea urchin. So in this scene, I want to go ahead and make a sea urchin, but I'm going to make a new layer. So this one's going to be a fish. And every time you make a new subject, I always suggest that you make a new layer. Every layer is something in Adobe Animate to animate. So if you want the fish to be animated separate from, say, another sea creature or background or anything else, everything has to be a new layer. Okay? So real quick, I'm going to go into this Polystar tool. Boom. All works the same. Once I go to the Polystar tool, I'm going to go ahead and click the tool. Once I click this tool button over here, you'll see that there's tool options. It's a star option. All right. You can also do polygon options and star options. Okay. 24 is a good amount. Start point size, we'll find out, isn't that important. Although what this means is the edge is from the center. So if I do this, it's halfway down. I'll just Control Z and undo that. If I do this more, you'll notice that it's almost a circle. If I do it less, you're going to see, so let's say 0.2 instead of half, you're going to see that it's a lot more stark. For this exercise, we're going to do like a 0.6, and it's really going to start. No, not a 0.6. I'm sorry, a 0.4. I don't know why I said 0.6. 0.4. Okay, and it's really going to look here, but this works exactly the same as the other tool. Oh, you know what? Let me go ahead, lock this layer. Boom, lock the layer right here. Lock layer so I don't mess with it. Look, I can't even click on it anymore. It's locked. Let's go ahead and go to this new layer, urchin. Now we go back to that Polystar tool, make sure it's 24.4. Bam. One thing that you're going to like about what you see here, Control plus the zoom in. Alright, once I'm happy with this, I'm going to go ahead and do that same technique I did over on the fish. Is I can go to the edge. When I click, I'm selecting the whole thing. If I click off of it, I can start selecting edges of it. And I can really make this particular sea urchin really, really unique. I can pull, drag. Remember, I'm looking at these corners, right? Not the edges, looking at the corner, right? See the little corner icon that comes on here? It's very important that we make sure that we're concentrating on the corner icon. Oh, look, I messed with that edge instead of clicking the corner. It's going to be very clear if you're really paying attention to the way that icon is if you select that corner or if you select the side. As long as you're paying attention, you can quickly go through this. Alright, that's a cool little sea urchin. You can even be cute and go over here, go to the fill, go to black, you can even be cute and add a circle, right? I could even be really cute. How fun is that? All right, I just wanted to show you guys some of these manipulations using references, using things, different layers, and hopefully, you know, making backgrounds and whatnot, you can really create a wondrous underwater scene. All right, thanks for watching, and hopefully, good drawing. Thanks.